Hey everybody, it's your boy Surge Dragon, and welcome back to another edition of the Heavens Monsters podcast. Today, we are going to cover NXT on July 8th, Smackdown and 205 Live on July 10th. With me on FaceTime is Chris Petrie,
Too sweet.
Andre Mitchell,
Yo.
and Mike Henry.
If you're ready for another episode of the Heavens Monsters podcast, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
If you're ready for another episode of the Heavens Monsters podcast, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
American Bash Night 2.
Yeah, American Bash Night 2, my brother. You got that right. And we kick it off with a street fight between Mia Yim and Candice LeRae.
Oh yeah, Johnny McGrath's wife versus Keith Lee's girlfriend.
Oh yeah.
Couple versus couple.
Well, right now it's the girls versus the girls.
Girls versus girls, not couple versus couple.
Where is that light? That's weird. I'm looking at on the camera. I guess Andre's camera sticks out more. All right. Yeah, the light emanating from your room is going onto the camera and is bouncing back onto the screen when I show it to the camera. That's pretty. Yeah, pretty interesting. So, in this fight, by memory, I know for a fact, one of the things I couldn't let go of is the fact that during their fight, they actually took the street fight to the backstage, and this poor guy, this poor trainee wrestler, has Candice LeRae thrown on him. It's like, ah! And then after that, they're going on to the foods, the fruits, and they're going for the metal trays. And then here's something that was funny. Somebody in the background, when the metal tray, the bowl, you know, when you lift the bowl and present the food, Candice LeRae fling that at Mia Yim, and a bunch of bags came out of it. And somebody in the back said, "Oh no, not the gummies!" I was like, "Not the gummies. Those were gummies? What kind of gummies? Worms, bears, dinos? I wonder."
You said gummies?
Gummies, like gummy bears.
Oh my god,
They got, yeah, it's the food, it's the food court. Catering. It was the catering. Although for catering, I think it's mostly aluminum trays and stuff and all the fixins. I think that was just snacks that everybody brought, if you want to get honest. That was a snack area. I mean, think about it. Fruits, gummies, those are snacks. And during this fight between produce, Candice LeRae would go under what would look like a table of some sort and then pull out a fire hydrant. Fire extinguisher. Blech, fire hydrant. That thing's on the street. My bad. And she sprays Mia Yim in the face. Moving on into the, around the ring again, they would pull out chairs, kendo sticks, and all that in, aluminum trash cans, and Candice LeRae would have to put her head into that thing, and she gets a drop kick for her troubles. Although what happened next is a chair is put in the top of the corner, and this is where the deciding ending of the match happened. A bunch of steel chairs were laid out in the center of the ring, and oddly enough, the table was balanced in that corner. Very well, might I add, to hold two people perfectly, and Candice LeRae, she had a brass knuckles in her fist. And she missed the first time, but hit her the second time and went for the swinging net breaker right off the table, off the corner, and into the pile of chairs in the middle, and got the win. Damn. It was legal, too. Brass knuckles, homage to, what do you call it, Rhea Regal. But still, whether you like her or not, she won the match through the terms of hardcore, of street fight. And she and Johnny Gargano is living it up. We'll talk about that later. So first off, get your thoughts in. Mikey?
I tell you, it was a crazy match between these two girls.
Okay. Chris?
Like you were saying, you said Say it one more time. Gummies? Like,
Gummies! Not the gummies! Oh, yeah. Your thoughts, Chris?
Crazy man. I was playing for $1 million.
Oh, here now. You, Andre?
It was okay so far.
You like how they applied the food and stuff?
Yeah.
All right. Hold up 1 second. Let me get more info. There you go. Now I can see the other matches. Next up, we have a fill-in, which is pretty okay, because a lot of stuff was having to be added onto this show, including Bronson Reed, big boy from Down Under, versus the premier athlete, Tony Nese. This would, from what I understand, altercate because of how Tony Nese earlier on that night was fighting some trainee guy and wouldn't let up even though the match had ended. Bronson Reed, who was behind the plexiglass, came up to the rescue to make that stop, and the match was made. So we got big, husky fella versus a guy who prides himself in his 8-pack. It couldn't be perfect because you know he was going to mention that. Like, look what I got. I got this and you got that. He points that out. Tony Nese points that out, and Bronson Reed shows that just because he's a big boy don't mean he's slow or weak. By proving that, by throwing Tony Nese around over and over, and Tony Nese put up one hell of a fight, but the ending of the match ended in a way that was like, yeah, he used that weight. He used that weight. He went for a frog splash, or just plain splash, right onto Tony Nese, and I think he pushed out all the air out of him. He goes, ah! That's what happened. He went, oh, I can't breathe, and won the match in that fashion. And Tony Nese is just upset again, knowing that he's on another losing streak. Or at least this is the beginning of another losing streak, since he won last week with Swerve Scott on 205. So, with that said, your thoughts, Mikey?
My thoughts about what?
Bronson Reed beating Tony Nese.
Tony Nese won? Or?
Nope, Tony Nese lost. Mr. 8-pack. Lost to a big boy. No comment?
No comment.
Andre?
All right so far.
And you, Chris?
Tony Nese back in the losing streak once again. Bronson Reed and made short work on Tony Nese.
Next up, we have Johnny Gargano versus Isaiah Swerve Scott. This match was due to last week when Candice LeRae jumped Mia Yim after the Fatal 4-Way match. And Johnny Gargano was there to try and be there for his wife as a friend. Swerve was right there beside Mia Yim. And Johnny Gargano and Swerve got into each other's faces like, you ain't what are you doing? You getting in my face, huh? Okay, Mikey, I got the message. Go ahead and feed your dogs. We'll see you in a bit. So, with that said, this match would go on simply to settle this debate of what was going on in the back last week. So with Johnny versus Swerve, this match would go all out, man. These two were counting each other blow for blow, move for move. It was like a dance. For real. Even outside the arena, they were going for a 7 count, didn't realize they were moving around so much that they were about to be counted out. I'm like, get in. But the match would end after one move that Johnny Gargano managed to get in that did the actual damage. Because they kept hitting one another and they couldn't put each other away. But thanks to Johnny Gargano's leap in springboard DDT off the side of the ramp of the ropes. I don't know what he's, hold up. One final beat DDT. That's what he calls a beat. Like he's beating him up. B-E-A-T. DDT. He hits that beat DDT and finally puts away Swerve. Johnny Gargano, as well as his wife, have a win in the night of the second part of the American Bash of NXT. You know they got bragging rights. You know they do. They're gonna brag all day. Your thoughts on that, Andre?
Pretty good.
Your thoughts?
Sergio get beat up by the female wrestler, so.
Yeah. Your thoughts, Chris?
I'd say a Swerve Scott put a hell of a fight with an NXT legend like Johnny Gargano.
Mm-hmm.
The slim shot DDT up to you like a Syrian.
Yep.
Quick way. I'd say Swerve Scott.
Next we have El Gondo de Fantasma. Why the hell? Why are they calling him that? It's Santos Escobar. There you go. Along with his two flunkies, Jacqueline Wild and Raul Mendoza, going up against the team of Drake Maverick and Breezango. In this match, this team would put one hell of a fight against the Luchadors that wanted to rebrand themselves. But sadly, it didn't work out in their favor because of one factor. Santos Escobar. When he got his finishing move, the Phantom Driver, onto Drake Maverick, he got the pinfall. I think it was Drake Maverick, or was it Fandango? Yep. Maverick. It was Drake, aka Spud. He went and slammed him with the Phantom Driver once again. Ultimately to win the match for him and his team. Your thoughts, Andre?
It's alright so far, I guess. I don't know.
You, Chris?
Like, imagine that crazy look in his eye. He wanted to be banned against Escobar and his funky. But his craziness that cost him the match. Him and his team, the Hill, won.
Next up, we have Santana Garrett versus the returning Mercedes Martinez. And she is a wrestling veteran around the world, finally making a return from the Mae Young Classics and one time in NXT to come back to NXT American Bash Part 2 and just showing that she's no longer here to make friends. She's here to dominate. She did that with Santana Garrett and just made her, took her out. I'm trying to remember if she submissioned her because she's good at submissions, but yeah, there it is. She laid out a devastating fisherman's buster onto Garrett and that was it. Staking her claim by winning her debut match return. And she's definitely looking to collect. Your thoughts, Andre?
You know?
And your thoughts, Chris?
I say Martina has dominated Garrett. Now she is undefeated in her return.
Finally, we have champion versus champion, winner take all main event. North American champion Keith Lee versus the NXT champion Adam Cole. These two, yeah? What'd you say, Chris?
I said, baby.
Oh, Adam Cole, baby! Like that?
Yep.
There you go. Baby! I'll let you see me, because you couldn't see me before, because of the way I'm holding my camera to show you and your shadowy figure. Okay. So going on to this match, it was literally back and forth. I skimmed through it because I was waiting for the Undisputed Era to jump in. They never did. I guess they were banned from the match. Good call, Ram Riggle. In which case, the match just back and forth. Keith Lee actually tried to push Adam Cole into the plexiglass, but he dodges, and the one who goes through it is Keith Lee. And that was like a major factor. We thought that Adam Cole was probably going to win, but nope. No matter what Adam Cole did, he did the knee shot, Shining Wizard, to the back of Keith Lee's head. He hit him with the patented Canadian Destroyer and called it something else. Didn't work. He tried two, not one, two super kicks. It couldn't put him down. So he kept trying and trying and trying. Yeah, I think it's called the Panama Sunrise? Yeah, there you go. The Panama Sunrise or something like that. Yeah. Excuse me for butchering that. But either which way, no matter what Adam Cole did, he could not put down Keith Lee. That is until Keith Lee got up, countered his move, and hit him with the Spirit Bomb, aka Power Bomb, and then immediately went into the Big Bang Theory, both moves inspired by Dragon Ball Z, Goku and Vegeta. Think about it. Spirit Bomb, Big Bang Theory instead of attack. So with that said, he hits those two moves and it's a done deal. Adam Cole is 1, 2, 3, count it, and your new limitless 2 belts. Keith Lee is, as the guy said, Mamma Mia! I'm trying to see where is his name. Nope.
Wait, Keith Lee still got the NXT title, right?
Yep, he's got both titles now.
I'm glad he won.
He is now, NXT is now NX Lee, as a commentator says. But now we go into what was being seen in the Raptors, in the penthouse section, the VIP. And we would see Karrion Kross and Scarlett observing from afar. On top, they have their eyes on one or both of those titles. And it doesn't take a genius to know that Karrion Kross smells blood in the water, but he has no problem waiting to feed. As he says, tick tock, tick tock. When will be his time? We'll have to wait and see. Your thoughts, Andre?
I'm glad Keith Lee won and is the champion. We're going to see him than Adam Cole.
And your thoughts, Chris?
I'm happy for Keith Lee became North American champion and the new NXT champion, but he did it with his 2 mentors passed away and Mark Henry.
So, with that said, let's go ahead and move on to Smackdown. Give me a sec. July 10th, 2020, Smackdown. Huh? Andre left. Must have had something to do. Yes, he did. Okay. There we go. My mom's got that volume up. Alright. Here we go. So, before we go into that, a shout out to the remaining brethren of the Heavens Monsters podcast. A shout out to Xavier Hill, Mike Henry, Andre Mitchell. A link to their YouTube channels will be in the descriptions down below, as always. And a remaining shout out to Chris Petrie, Team Money, Renee, Farrell, and Andre. Alright, let's get into Smackdown. We start the night with a, I want to say serious, but it was somewhat of a joke at Jeff Hardy's expense. Miz TV would go on the air starting the night with John Morrison by his side. And of course, Jeff Hardy was the guest going into what was being said at, the horror show Extreme Rules. Apparently, I was right. They were going to have a match. But before I get to that, let's mention what was said. One, they had a clip where it showcases, hold up. Andre's trying to get, call me on Skype. So let me, where is he? No, that's not it. I can take photos now? That's interesting. There we go. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, I don't know why I don't got that feature. This is weird. I could actually call him again. I don't know why I can't call him again. Ring them up. That must have been an update. They must have took that away. Damn. Let me see. Let me say Andre on here. There. That way he knows to come back on here. Okay. So, questions were asked. How does it has to eat away at Jeff Hardy, knowing that Sheamus, despite being the bad guy, that he got the win at Extreme Rules. Not Extreme Rules. At Backlash. And he's got to eat away at him. And yeah, Jeff Hardy admitted that it's been eating him. That's when Miz and Morrison actually present something that we haven't seen in a long time. A challenge because beer is on the line. Okay, hold up, Chris. I gotta call Andre again. Give me a sec. See if I can. No, that didn't work. Chris, hang up for a second. There we go. There he is.
My phone cut off. Sorry about that.
No problem. I was wondering. You call me on Skype. There's a little feature you can do. You can go onto Messenger and it say a green button saying join. You can join the chat since you're a part of the group.
Okay.
And then you know.
My phone got hot and cut off, so
That's fine. That's no problem, bro. So, we're on the part where Jeff Hardy is on the Miz TV and is being told, this is the part I was left off at, that the match that Jeff Hardy should do against Sheamus is a beer brawl match. And this is kind of opportunity because of the fact that we've been hearing here in Houston, Texas alone, that a lot of people want to open up the bars, despite knowing this COVID-19 has been going around. And it's not going down. They still want to open up bars. So, this is pretty interesting to see that we're going to have a bar brawl match between Jeff Hardy and Sheamus. Yeah. Even pointing out to his face saying that he will fight his two enemies. His literal enemy in Sheamus and his demons in his alcohol problem. And Jeff Hardy is like, did Sheamus put you up to this? Cause he's looking at him, and I like how he said this, because you expect me to come on here, let you joke at my expense, and I wasn't going to punch you for it? And he's like, Miz is like, well, yeah. Well, sorry folks, cause I gotta say this, I'm just gonna disappoint people again. Bam! He goes and punches him. And that's when this match kicks off Smackdown between Jeff Hardy and The Miz. So in this match, of course he had John Morrison in his corner, cheering him on the whole time, knowing that he got cheap shot as well. But it would be The Miz who puts up one hell of a fight and is doing pretty good. I gotta say, he's doing pretty good. But Jeff Hardy and I gotta say this, Michael Cole, what the hell? No, he did it twice in the match. Jeff Hardy did the Twist of Fate twice in the match, and the first time he did it, Michael Cole called it the Twist of Fury. And then the second time he called it the Twist of Fate. I'm listening. Right? Twist of Fury, Twist of Fate. And TNA, it was called Twist of Hate. Even Broken Matt Hardy was accused of using that. It looked like a twist of hate. I don't know the difference. It all looks the same. A spitting stunner. Yeah. A spitting Nick jawbreaker. So, with that said, Sheamus would make an appearance on the big screen holding a beer of his choice to point out again his addiction. And so Jeff Hardy quickly almost got freaking skull bash finale from Miz, turns it around into the second Twist of Fate that I called out earlier. Is called Twist of Fury, Twist of Fate. What the Cole? And then goes for the Swanton Bomb and gets the win. And then proudly walks up the ramp, looking at Sheamus and looking at the man he's going to be fighting in a beer brawl come the horror show at Extreme Rules. That's going to be good. And that's just to start the night. Your thoughts, Andre?
Sheamus is kind of wrong for how he's doing parties with all that making fun of the drinking, but then get that chump. I'm all for Hardy.
You know I don't touch the alcohol either. Your thoughts, Chris?
Yeah, wait for the hard show. Extreme Rules. Party. Start singing up good.
Yeah, buddy. So next up, we have an announcement saying that we're going to have a karaoke night? What? Between four of the women's superstars. We'll get to that later. Okay. But then we have Sasha Banks and Bayley come out, and it's a tag team match, no titles on the line, against Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. And Nikki Cross, not even waiting her turn for her music to play, she just straight up jumps Bayley and just starts choking her, getting ready for Extreme Rules. And Sasha Banks is trying to grab her off, and here comes Alexa Bliss. So we come back from commercial. These two are already kicking it off, and they are fighting tooth and nail to actually try and get the one up on each other, especially on Bayley. Bayley, who's usually hiding behind Sasha Banks, trying not to wear herself out before Extreme Rules, even though she knows her partner's got Asuka to deal with come Extreme Rules. But nonetheless, it would be Bayley and Sasha Banks who get the win, courtesy of Bayley having her foot on the rope. And I believe it was on Alexa Bliss or Nikki Cross. No, it doesn't say. Either which way, Bayley had her foot on the rope, and they are smiling, knowing the fact that they got the win, while the referee wasn't looking. So with that said, your thoughts, Andre?
I was, Cross and Bliss would have won, but, oh well. Forget Bayley and, Bang those chumps.
You, Chris?
Yeah, I was already fully for Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross to get the win, but the two heel, Bayley and Sasha get the win once again.
Damn. Be like, Farouk or, what was his name? Sean Simmons? Damn! So, we had the karaoke night being hosted by Jay Uso, because Jimmy is Naomi's wife, and he calls Naomi his sister from another mister. So that tells us who he is. In which case, we have a karaoke sing-off between Lacey Evans, Daniel Brooke, Tamina, and Naomi. Each of them singing songs like from Jeff Jarrett, Honky Tonk Man. Tamina, she tried to sing freaking, Triple H's Time to Play the Game music. All she did was shake her head as she had to be skipped. But the one who won the whole thing by the majority of fans was Naomi singing The American Dream of Dusty Rhodes. And she sang it pretty damn good. And she danced. I understand Lacey Evans because of the fact that she did sing, and this was a karaoke. This wasn't one of those Americans Got Talent. American Idol, it's all about singing, so it's karaoke. So Lacey Evans believed in her hearts of heart, knowing that Naomi only won because of the showmanship of her dance moves, when it was just supposed to be focused on singing. So she ended up jumping her, and make no mistake, this was a match that was supposed to go one way or another. But because of Lacey Evans picking a fight with both the other contenders of that karaoke, Daniel Brooke was first assaulted, and then Tamina was shoved. Both of them come into the ring, beating the living hell out of Lacey Evans, and Naomi got in that fight too. Therefore, the match was thrown out. I thought Lacey Evans won the match by disqualification, but no, the match was a no contest. So, where is this going to go for the women of Smackdown? That's my question. None of them have a title opportunity whatsoever, so how's this going to work out? Your thoughts, Andre?
That was, fun to see, though. I like seeing Naomi. Oh, man.
Yeah, you jealous of Jimmy Uso, huh?
I'll forget that Uso chump. It's off the circle right there.
You, Chris?
I have no comment with karaoke and Raw. I just saw.
Hey, Andre. American Dream. I see you. I see you. I see you rocking that head. Got that day home. But let's go ahead and get to the main event, where backstage it was interviewed by Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura that if they won, it would be an upset, considering the titles were on the line. But they were insulted knowing that they had beat them once before. And then they're saying that it was an insult, saying it's not going to be an upset. It's going to be a reality. And of course, Kofi and Big E were interviewed, of course, and they had what they had to say, mentioning old lines that said, we're going to march. We're going to keep marching. So these two would have a tag team match that definitely went back and forth. But it got to a point where they weren't even listening to the referee and they just kept beating the living hell out of each other. And the referee had no choice but to throw out the match. A no contest. Well, the titles were on the line. Which means still your tag team champions of SmackDown is the New Day, and Cesaro and Sheamus are livid. Going freaking Dudley Boys, Team 3D, on Kofi and Big E. Bringing out a table and Cesaro taking Kofi while laying out Big E on the table, and it's a double layout of the New Day through a table. 2 men, 1 table, 1 slam. And Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura are walking out proudly knowing that they're not done. And I think we're going to have another tag team match between these 4 individuals come Extreme Rules. And don't be surprised it's going to be a tables match, because I think that's what it's supposed to insinuate. Okay. Also, I was wondering why did we see this, but we also had a recap of Money in the Bank's Universal title match between Bray Wyatt from the Funhouse versus Braun Strowman. We saw that again. So that was another thing. Also, and I'm seeing it down here. I'm glad I looked, because we see AJ Styles. Newsflash, folks. We got Matt Riddle getting his Intercontinental Championship opportunity next week, and AJ Styles is not happy. He says it was a fluke, and then he's going to prove it come next week. Because he ain't going to have Daniel Bryan, he ain't going to have Drew Gulak, he ain't going to have nobody. And we done with SmackDown, bro, but I'm going to go ahead and mention this.
Sorry to interrupt. I forgot to say I had to beat my dog, excuse me, for my group text.
I saw the group. Yeah. I shouted out to you, go feed your dogs.
Yeah, but I did take care of my dog. That's why I was a little busy.
Okay. So we just talked about the no contest between the Cesaro, Shinsuke Nakamura, and New Day, and throwing them into a table and thinking they're going to have a tables match at Extreme Rules. So Mikey, I can't hear you. Turn off the camera. See if we can hear you from there. We couldn't hear you. Get your thoughts in again.
As I was saying, don't be surprised if it's a tornado match where it's Cesaro, Big E, and Kofi, in and out.
Oh, you're thinking it's going to be a tornado match. Okay. I'm thinking it's going to be a tables. Your thoughts, Andre?
No comment.
Your thoughts, Chris?
New Day still tag team champion. New Day might get revenge next week against Nakamura and the Pearl, where they got, like Kofi got powerbombed to Big E in the table.
Oh, yeah. So, for Mikey, how do you feel knowing that Keith Lee beat Adam Cole and became 2 belts?
I told you so. I told you that Keith Lee's gonna beat Adam Cole without Adam Cole's 2 lackeys, Tom Roddy and Bobby Fish. And of course, the other member of the Undisputed Era, Ron Strong. So, I'm just glad that Ringo has barred Adam Cole's lackeys from ringside just to make sure there's nothing interference here.
How do you feel about the karaoke fight?
Thank God. I had no idea they ever could sing.
How do you feel about Jeff Hardy having to hear from Miz and Morrison that his match with Sheamus is going to be a Beers Brawl match?
Once again, Miz, Morrison, they always do which one do you pick?
All right. You are breaking up, bro. Okay. Let me look up 205 Live next. Yeah, I hear that. Chris, is that your fan?
Yep.
Oh my God.
There we go. 205 Live.
Oh, and the tag team, the tag team between Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, and Sasha. Bayley and Sasha defeated.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks to Bayley getting the leg up.
Her foot on the rope.
Oh, yeah.
And right before that, I blame Nikki Cross for using Bayley's championship just to distract both Bayley and Sasha.
There you go.
Did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you.
As I was saying, he blamed Nikki Cross for using Bayley's matchup for women's championship just to distract both Bayley and Sasha.
Yep. Yeah, what are your thoughts on... Oi. Chris, we hear your fan again.
Turn it on.
Right. There you go. We can hear you rattling the phone. Damn, that's some good speakers on your end. Next week, we're going to see the Intercontinental Champion AJ Styles have to put up his title against the original bro, Matt Riddle. Your thoughts?
Well, my 2 cents is I hope Matt Riddle, because you heard what AJ just said. Hopefully, I hope Matt Riddle won.
Oh, yeah. Your thoughts, Chris?
AJ Styles is going to beat Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle is a stepping stone to success.
Your thoughts, Andre?
I hope Matt Riddle loses.
Oh, you don't like Matt Riddle either.
I mean, he's alright, I guess, but yeah.
You like AJ Styles better?
You know what? I hope Matt Riddle wins.
I'm looking at Chris.
Really?
Man, forget AJ Styles. He always doing too much, man. Come on. Let him get all over Sergio, man. Come on.
You and that shit. Alright, so let's jump into 205 Live. Let me see if I can bring this table closer to me. There you go. So, in 205 Live, we got the returning Mansoor from the Middle Eastern to Tehuti Miles. Mansoor managed to win, giving him the opportunity to move on to better and bigger things. And finally, he said he was making his debut last week and the week before that and said, no, we didn't get him. We got his lackeys in a tag team match. Now we finally have the Intercontinental Champion on 205 Live in a match. Santos Escobar versus NXT veteran Oni Lorcan. Trying to prove himself to try and get another title shot against the Cruiserweight Championship. Against the champion, didn't do so good. Because Santos Escobar had skills, the likes of which we haven't seen since, the Cruiserweight tournament on NXT. And he showcased that against Oni Lorcan and laid him out with the Phantom Driver and got the win. So he's undefeated in both NXT and 205 Live right now. Damn. Shoot, man. Your thoughts on that, Mikey?
I might have lost the word, but no.
You, Chris?
Too bad, or Logan. He was the man, not the man to beat Escobar.
You, Andre?
All right so far, I guess.
Well, that pretty much covers everything. Anything else I missed, brothers?
That was it.
Oh, did you? I hope you saw that recap, the preview between Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, we saw the recap. What, you enjoyed the puppets?
Oh, the Firefly Funhouse.
I don't think so.
Rogers' neighborhood. We miss you, Bray Rogers. We miss you.
Yeah. So with that said, you ready to end this, boys, or is there something else that I forget to mention?
No, I think that was it.
Chris?
That was it.
Alright, let's end this, boys. Like this video, give it a thumbs up. You didn't, give it a thumbs down. Hit that subscribe button, like the content, and hit that notification bell for the next Heaven's Monsters podcast. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Alright, you watch Impact or no?